We are now going to cover a tall cabinet, mainly with a fixed shelf and handling the double height doors. So a tall cabinet may have a upper door and a lower door. So a cabinet of 30 inches wide, 84 inches high may have two upper doors at 30 inches high and the bottom doors remaining. So we're going to look at how to make that happen. So if we go up into Tools, Settings, and this process does work for all cabinet types, but we do have a cabinet type in here that is called tall. And for the tall, we're going to set the option here under Add Doors. We are going to set the upper to 30 inches. So that means that it is going, if we were calculating doors for this, it is going to make the upper doors 30 inches and then balance whatever remainder is below. So for right now, we just have that set to 30. We'll later turn on the doors and drawers for this, but we are going to take a look at what happens here. And now with that verified that it is set and we have a value there, we're going to come down to the cabinet type, select tall, enter in the height and the depth and the quantity of this cabinet. Selecting Add Fixed Shelves is not selected, and the reason why it is not is because it will automatically put a fixed shelf in or partition in at the height of that upper door. So we'll select Add, then Calculate Nest. And we're doing this just to verify that that shelf really is existing and taking a look at that. So there are the two sides, and we see that it added shelf hinge holes, a set of those. There's the top, bottom. Now there's the fixed shelf right there. So we have top, bottom, a fixed shelf, and the other parts are just shelving. All right, so now we're going to take a look at adding dados to that fixed shelf. So even though we do not have the option set to do fixed shelves, we are going to use the features of the fixed shelf to determine what is going to happen with as far as dados and that sort of thing. So for the wall cabinet, we're going to come down and select tall, then select fixed shelves. For the dado width, we will put in 0.75 and the depth will go with 375. Save this change, close the settings, and since I made that as a global change, it is not going to affect the cabinet that we already have in the list, so we will have to come and click New. We'll add that cabinet to the list once more, Calculate Nest. We now have the dado, as we can see, kind of in between where the hinge holes are going, down 30 inches from the top of the cabinet for the top door. You could adjust that location based on that top door location. So we will now take a look at adding doors for this, and we will go again, File, New, and we'll make this a global change by going into Settings. Selecting tall, and we're going to add the option to add doors. Yes, going to take a look at some of the features here, and that is all we should need to do. I do need to double check the material, making sure that the doors is off on another sheet. It doesn't have to be MDF, or it could be the same plywood. We could even come in and enter, if they are plywood but maybe a different version, we could enter in plywood 2. Make that change. Closing the settings. Adding that cabinet to the list. Clicking Calculate Nest. We still have our dado. And as we scroll through the sheets, we should get to a sheet that is using 3/4 inch plywood 2. This is our door sizing. So as we can see, the top doors are 30 inches. That's what we specified. The width of them are 14 7/8. And the bottom door is adjusted accordingly to and based on the toe kick, or the remainder height that is left from the bottom of the toe kick to the center of the fixed shelf. Hopefully that was understood on how to add a fixed shelf or a double height door to a cabinet. And again, this process could be used on any of the cabinet types.